guys, welcome to another video of the English Tube. In today's video, we are again going to talk about conditionals. And today we have second conditionals. Well, in the English language, there are 4 types of conditional sentences, and each express a different degree of probability that a situation will occur or would have occurred under certain circumstances. We have already talked about first and zero conditionals. Now let's talk about the second conditional. The second conditional is used for expressing outcomes that are completely unrealistic or not likely to happen in the future. It is like the first conditional, you can say, because we are still thinking about the future and we are thinking about a particular condition in the future and the result of this condition. But there is not a real possibility that this condition will happen. For example, if I had $1 million, I would buy a big house. So what will happen if you don't have $1 million? So it won't be able to buy a big house. So that means no $1 million, no big house. But maybe one day you will buy a big house when you have $1 million in the future. So it's like a dream. It's not very real, but it's still possible. Let us look at 2 sentences. If I were rich, I would help you. If I were a king, I would save you. Note that this simple past form is slightly different from usual in the case of the verb be. Whatever the subject, the verb form is were, not was. If I were rich, I would buy a big house. So, what is the structure of the second conditional tense? It's if plus subject plus simple past verb. Here, in the main clause, we will use subject plus would plus verb. Well, look here, we are thinking about the future condition, but we are using the past simple tense to talk about the future condition. We use would plus base verb to talk about the future result. And the important thing about the second conditional is that there is an unreal possibility that the condition will happen. So the correct way to structure second conditional tenses is to use the simple past tense in the if clause and an auxiliary modal verb, examples like could, should, would, might in the main clause. And if the if clause comes first, we use a comma, and if the if clause comes second, we don't actually use a comma. We don't actually need one here. Now let's see when the situations are real or unreal. If I were you, I would use the scissors more carefully. If I were you, I wouldn't be sad. So look here, I am not you and I can never be you. So this is unreal, of course. If dogs had wings, they would be able to fly. If cats had wings, they would be able to fly. But they don't have wings, do they? So it's also impossible. So there are some common mistakes that people often make with the second conditionals. Let's have a look on. If I have $1 million, I would buy a big house. Can you guess what's the mistake? Well, when applying the second conditional, we use the simple past tense in the if clause. So make sure you don't repeat these mistakes again. Also remember, you should use a modal auxiliary verb in the main clause when using the second conditional mood to express the unlikelihood that the result will actually happen. But people actually do this, that if I want the zoo, I will let interact and people with the animals. But it's incorrect. The correct one is, if I want the zoo, I might let people interact with the animals. So that's all about second conditionals. So that was it for today. If you got any questions regarding second conditional or any of the conditionals, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you find the contents useful. And if you find a particular video useful, make sure you give a like and share it with your friends, and don't miss the other lessons on conditionals. Till then, stay safe and have a nice time.